It started with silence. No promotion, no flashy comeback, no trending music video, just silence. But then something unbelievable happened. A song that many had already said goodbye to came back. Not just gently resurfacing, but climbing, clawing its way back up the Billboard charts, almost like it had wings. And at the heart of it all was Jimin. Let's rewind. The song is Who, released on July 19, 2023, as part of Jimin's second solo album, Muse. It wasn't built for radio. It wasn't chasing virality. It was quiet, heavy. But maybe that's exactly why it never left us. Because Who didn't speak to the masses. It spoke to the ones who were grieving quietly, hurting privately, searching silently, and when they had no words, Jimin gave them his. Now, nearly a year later, that voice is still echoing, louder than ever. On the latest Billboard charts, Who did something rare. It reversed. Instead of falling, it rose. Up 4 spots on the Billboard Global 200, now at number 87. Up 4 spots on the Global Excl US, now at 48. That marks 48 consecutive weeks in the Global 200 Top 100. That's not routine, that's historic, that's legendary. And it gets deeper. With this, Jimin becomes the first and only Korean soloist to have 2 songs chart more than 48 weeks on the Billboard Global 200. Like Crazy, 61 weeks, Who, now at 48 and still rising Korean. No features, no English remix, no big-name Western collabs. Just Jimin, his music, his story, his truth. Let's talk Japan, a market known for precision, taste, and tradition. Who just re-entered the Billboard Japan Hot 100 at number 98, bringing its total to 35 weeks on the chart. That feat hasn't been achieved since Boe's Merry Christmas, which means Jimin is now tied with legends. In the Philippines, the song jumped 30 spots in a week, landing at 60. A leap like that? Almost unheard of. And remember, Jimin is currently serving in the military. No social media updates, no stages, no promotions, no press. But his music is still speaking, still climbing, still comforting. And maybe that's the most powerful part of all. It proves that you don't need a spotlight to shine, that a voice can keep echoing long after the artist goes quiet. Because Who isn't just charting, it's healing. It's holding the hands of strangers. It's whispering to the tired, the lost, the lonely, you're not alone. I've been there too. So, what now? What does it mean that Who is still climbing? That it's reaching new heights with zero promotion? It means this: Jimin isn't just an idol, he's a force. And if this is what he can do while silent, just imagine what happens when he returns. The story of Who isn't over. It's just beginning to fly. So if you've ever listened to this song and felt your chest tighten, your throat close, your soul quietly say, I understand, you're not alone. That's why it's still climbing. Because real emotion doesn't expire. Real stories don't fade. And Jimin, he's not done making history. Not even close.